What's going on, guys? It's your boy, literally Gary, back with a second video. We have been highly requested. There have been comments upon comments of asking for the Revelations Easter egg tutorial. So we also hit our like goal. I don't think we did, but we hit it in my mind. So we're gonna get you with the Revelations tutorial. We got the trusty whiteboard here, and the Revelations Easter egg is a doozy. So let's get into it. So things you got to be doing during the Easter egg is getting on the power. So around the map there are four like little corruption engines, what they're called. So you pay $500, turn them on. A bunch of enemies kind of swarm you through some red smoke. You kill them, you get power on. Once you get all four places on, you get to go to Nocturne Totem, and there's a little panel there that's got four little sections that tells you if you got them on. That's 5. Don't worry about that. No, it's 4. I got it right. Oh my god. Okay, so this will flash when there's the giant space gummy worm flying overhead, and you get to, if you use it, it'll zap the flying gummy worm thing, and it will like get shocked and restrained, and that gives you access to the pack punch. Because what you do is you jump into its open mouth of lots of sharp little teeth in Nocturne Totem, and you get to the pack punch. So getting the pack punch is something that we want to be doing as early as possible. Okay, there's also 3 things that we kind of want out of the mystery box. 2 of them are absolutely necessary. One is just a quality of life thing. The first one we want is the Astula Gula, which is the Shadows of Evil wonder weapon. The Astula Astoth is what it is called when it's Pack-a-Punch, which is not, this won't be Pack-a-Punch because this is an unpack-a-punch gun. So this is the Astula Astoth. You need it out of the mystery box. So what we want to do is we want to run fire sales and get this out of the box. The second thing we want are little Arnies, which are the little jar monkey bombs that you get. So this is one thing you need out of the box. This is 2 things you need out of the box. And the third thing, just quality of life, is the thunder gun. Okay, the thunder gun. This is not needed for the Easter egg, but you do want this. And also, the more people that have these little Arnies, the better. You can only get one of either of these, but everyone, if we had little Arnies, it would be a perfect world. So we turn the power on, get Pack-a-Punch, and get these 3 things out of the box. That is what we want to do. To start the Easter egg, the very first thing you do, right when you spawn in, there are 4 tombstones in spawn. And there are 2 that are kind of in its own little section, and another 2 that its own little section. So there's a specific order, and you want to place 1 bullet into the tombstones in a specific order, and that is the very first step of the Easter egg. So let's think here. This is a reflected surface, so we're going to go to this one. The leftmost tombstone, but the right tombstone of the left group is number 1, and then the inner tombstone on the right group is number 2. 2, 1. And then you go back to this one, and it becomes our 3rd one. And then this one will be our 4th one. Okay, I can write backwards. So that is step 1 of the Easter egg, to shoot those tombstones. What that does is that leads to a little spike forming at one of the jump pads, which you use to teleport around. So this is the little jump pad, and then one of the jump pads around the map randomly will have this little spike spawn behind it. It's kind of hard to see. It's easier to see after you use the jump pad and it turns from a blue jump pad to a red one. There's just one little spike at the very back, right behind the jump part of it. So you want to find this spike, and then what you want to do is you want to get the Keeper Protector. Now that is it's like the Civil Protector in Shadows of Evil. You have to build it. There's one part in Keynote or Totem, there's one part in Origins, and there's one part in Verrucht. So you get all 3 parts of it. you build the Keeper Protector altar, and then you can summon him for 5,000. So shooting the tombstones and getting the spike to spawn in, that happens in like minute 1 of the game. You just gotta find the spike when you open up the map. But the very next thing you need to do is build the Keeper Protector and pay the 5 grand to unlock him. So this is our little keeper guy. Okay, so you got to unlock this keeper guy for 5 grand. Not one person needs to have the 5 grand. You can contribute all your money into the thing. So as long as collectively we have 5 grand, we will be able to get him. So we want to get this as soon as possible. Probably will need to have like at least 1 good gun or something. But getting this is like step basically 2, but we want to be focusing that as soon as we're up and running. And once you do this, you want to take the Keeper Protector to that jump pad with the spike, bring him right up to the jump pad. He follows the person who last bought him. This step can be a little bit finicky. You want to make sure that he's right beside you before you take the jump pad to the spike part. And then once you land at the spike part, you want to run to the very back of the jump pad so that he kind of follows you up to the jump pad. And then he'll start his little ritual. All the zombies will go after him, and you need to defend him. And then when you're done, he will drop a reel. Okay. Defend him, he drops a reel. To do the Easter egg, we're trying to get 3 different reels that play different audios that tell us the story behind the map. So we get our first reel by defending the keeper after he does his ritual at the spike, which we spawned in by shooting the tombstones, and finishing that defense. The next step is we need our little Arnies. So you take your little Arnies and you go into Pack-a-Punch, and there's 9 little holes, kind of at when you're lying prone. They're at that level that the zombies spawn out of. They're kind of shaped like a cartoon tunnel, like so. So there's 9 of these around the map. What you do is since you have 3 little Arnies when you're fully, when you get a max ammo, you need to throw the little Arnies into these holes. So you lie prone, wind up your Arnie and toss it so that it goes into the hole. And then once you do use all 3 of your Arnies on 3 different holes, it can never be the same one. You need to do all 9 one at a time. Once you do 3 different Margwas are going to spawn. So you have to take these out. Normally, since Margwas give you a drop every time, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a max ammo out of one of those 3 drops, and then you repeat the process. If you miss a tunnel or for whatever reason it doesn't work, you do the same tunnel twice type of thing. You have insurance if another player has Arnies so that they can also use their things to throw, or else you need to wait for a max ammo to try again. So there are 3 different like segments of tunnels that you can throw into, which we will throw and kill the Margwas. And upon killing the last Margwa of the 3rd segment, so the 9th hole, the Margwa spawn, you kill them, you will get your 2nd reel. So kill the Margwas, get the reel, step 3. The next step, a bunch of rocks are going to spawn around the map. And what you have to have ready for this step is the Pack-a-Punch Astula Astaff, which is the Shoutout wonder weapon, the Astula Gula. In order to do Pack-a-Punch it, you put it in the machine, but the machine's not quite ready for it. What you need to do is you need to shoot with this gun 5 different blue rocks that are in the sky, way up in the sky. So there's one kind of at each area. There's one at Nock. There's one at Shangri-La / Dryjack. There's one at Varuk. There's one at Mob of the Dead, and there's one at Spawn. No, there's not one at Spawn. I'm lying to you. There's 2 at Varuk. So there's 5 in total. Once you shoot all 5, you are then able to. They get teleported to the Pack-a-Punch machine. It makes it better, and then you're able to put the Astula Gula in to make it the Astula Astaff. I'll make same thing, but he has eyebrows because he's angry, because he's better. So you need this Pack-a-Punch Astula Astaff. You also need a Pack-a-Punch gun that shoots bullets, because there are a bunch of rocks that are going to spawn around the map, and you need to first shoot the rock with a pack-a-punch bullet gun, which will make the rock disappear and reveal a bone which floats in the air, and then you need to shoot the pack-a-punch Astula Guloth those bones, which make them disappear and teleport to Noctur and Totem. So there is one bone at spawn. There's one bone at Noct. There's one bone at Shangri-La. There's one bone at Origins. There's one bone at Verrucht. There's one bone at Der Eisendrache. I believe these are all the bones. So we are going to shoot them with a bullet gun, then shoot them with Stula Guloth, and then that will, once you do the last one, a pile of bones will spawn in Noctur and Totem. You shoot it one more time with the Stula Guloth, the bones get sucked up, out pops a dead corpse. You shoot the dead corpse one more time, and it'll turn into Sophia, that giant floating ball thing from Gorod Krovi that just was sassy and didn't like us, the Pokeball looking mofo. So you get Pokeball mofo, and then she's fake though. She's like a ghostly hologram. Actually, I'm lying. Once you shoot the corpse with the thing, it'll drop the reel. You play the reel, and then you get Pokeball Sophia. But she's not real. She's like an apparition. So what we need to do is we need to go to all those corruption engines, the things that we use to turn on power. And then once you've turned on power, they actually turn into like a turret that you can shoot and use. So we have to use the turrets. This is exactly what they look like. And there's a little like oval-shaped rock at each turret that you have to aim it at, and as soon as you do, it'll kick you off, and the beam will stay going to the rocks. They're kind of blue rocks that are shaped like this, so you have to aim the beams at the rocks, it'll kick you off, and point it and deflect it towards Sophia. So once we have all 4 of these made up, Sophia will turn into a real girl, just like Pinocchio. However that works. And then we have to go into the teleporter in Keynote or Totem, just like we would do if we were going to power in that map. So we all hop into the teleporter. Let me just draw an unnecessarily complicated teleporter that won't even look good in the grand scheme of things. Give me a moment. Okay, there's our teleporter. We get into that teleporter, and then we actually teleport to the boss fight arena, but we're not quite in the boss fight yet. We're in like a preparatory stage, because we have to go back. I'm going to need another whiteboard. I'll write small. We go into the boss fight room. One person is going to look at a magical floating book, which will have some symbols on it. It'll reveal 3 different symbols on this book. You have to make note of that because you're going to play like a almost Simon Says-esque game where you're going to go through the other side of the boss fight room. A whole range of symbols will flash, including your symbols, but also some other random ones, and you just have to press your correct symbols in order. Get some example symbols here. Okay, so say these were your symbols. You would have to wait until those are the ones that appear and just interact with them and make them lock them in place. After that happens, you have to survive some waves in the boss fight room, and you just have to kill the Margwas. A bunch of zombies and other stuff will spawn, but it doesn't matter. As long as you kill the Margwas, it ends the wave of the boss fight immediately. So just prioritize the Margwas. This is where the Thunder Gun comes in huge because it kills Margwa heads in just one shot. You don't even have to aim it. So just kill the Margwas, and then you move on to through the 4 different stages of the boss room. It has like different environments. One's anti-gravity, one is flames, one is electric walls, and one is just like traveling lightning storms. So lots of fun. I believe that's correct for the different zones. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna get back to the teleporter once we're done in the boss fight room, and a bunch of different eggs are gonna spawn. I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. Okay, we're gonna back up a little bit. The boss fight room will happen. Keep that in mind. The whole process is perfect. Getting the symbols, putting them in, you teleport there, but you don't teleport it to when I said you do. You actually go through this teleporter, and instead of the boss fight room, you teleport to Samantha's room. And you're in the room, and you have to pick up the Chronorium, which is the all-powerful book, and you also have to interact with a little music box to start the super Easter egg. Makes it good. Little music box is on the wall. You just press X on it after you've picked up the spark that you get, and you can't get hit by a zombie. So we're not going to pick up the spark until we're at this step, about to go into the teleporter. Then we pick up the spark, go through the teleporter, go into Samantha's room, pick up the book, which you just have to do for the normal Easter egg, and also press X on the music box to do the super Easter egg. Then we're going to get back, and then 4 eggs are going to spawn randomly around the map. There is a little bit of cheese I think we can do to skip finding all 4 eggs, but we should be able to find them. They're not too bad. They can be pretty bad, but we know a bunch of the spots now. So 4 eggs randomly spawn around the map, normally 1 in each of the main islands. So you pick up an egg, you take it to Pack-a-Punch, and then you place it in the middle that pool area. You charge it up with a bunch of zombie souls, and then it'll give it back to you as a gummy worm, and then you walk around the map, the same place, area, island you picked up your egg in, and eventually you'll hear like sonar pings, like you're in a submarine, like bing, 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 and it'll speed up in frequency when you're really close, and when you're standing right on the spot and it's going bing, 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 then you interact, hold X, and the gummy worm will sink into the ground, just like my LP in League of Legends. But then up rises a purple symbol. You pick that up. And then once we have all 4 symbols, then we actually go to the projector room in Keynote or Totem. We all stand on one of the circles, and then we get teleported to the boss fight room. And then we're at the step where we have to look at the book, get the 3 symbols, play Simon Says, and then survive the 4 different waves of the boss fight by killing the Margwas. After you're done with the boss fight prep, you go back to the normal world, and you have the summoning key. Oh yeah, once you're done the 4th wave, the summoning key will drop onto the ground. You pick it up, then you get teleported back. Now you have the summoning key, and there's a bunch of different symbols around memorabilia from past zombie maps that's kind of around the map. So like the very first location that we need to hit is the chandelier in Keynote or Totem. There's a little radio sitting on top of it, and if you lob the summoning key perfectly at that radio, it will ding. You'll get your first completion. It'll show a big thing like a giant monkey bomb thing, and then it'll give you back the summoning key. Now there's a bunch of different spots, so the next one we're going to go to is Dreisendracht, and we're going to throw it up at the clock. Then we'll go to Shangri-La, and we'll throw it at a random little tower. I think it's one of the like death rays from Dreisendracht that's kind of fallen over. Throw it at that tower. Then you go to Mob of the Dead, and there's a certain prison cell that you throw it in. You go to Origins, and there's a tombstone that you throw it at that you normally use to pack a bunch of the ice staff. you go to Nocturne Toten, and there's a specific red barrel. Verrucht, you throw it at the top of the fountain. And I believe that is all of the locations. We'll say that's all of the locations. Once you do all that, you're then able to teleport to the boss fight, I believe, through the teleporter in Keynote or Totem. And once you're in there, we just have to place the summoning key in one of the 4 podiums that's in the corners. Then kill some zombies so that it gets charged up. Once it's charged up, we throw it at Sophia, the giant ball girl. She breaks the shield of the Shadow Man. That's who we're fighting. And you shoot the Shadow Man, same as that Shadows of Evil boss fight. You shoot him, he'll teleport around a bunch. Once he's in the mouth of the beast at the very, very back, we hold X on the book. Easter egg done. And super Easter egg done. Because all you have to do is press X on that music box when you have the spark. So, this is the Revelations Easter egg. So, just follow these few simple steps, and then you will be done. Okay, guys, like and subscribe for more content, more sick content like this. Let's get situated here. We need to cap this pen, the raw power that comes from these amazing drawings. One last look. If anyone wants to refresh on any of the steps, just do that. Okay. Like and subscribe. Our like goal today, we're going to go a little bit lower so that we can hit it, is 3 likes. If you guys can hit 3 likes, I will make a surprise video that will be titled Hugh Boost Return of the Baboos. And it's going to have some pretty sick stuff in it. I'm going to hit you with guys with stuff you've never seen before on the site of YouTube by me. Alright, guys. Like, subscribe, become a member. In 5 years when I make my YouTube channel big and start memberships. Support me on Patreon, which doesn't exist yet, but will happen. My Spotify is also non-existent, but follow that as well. And this video was sponsored by... And that's all I have for you today. Like, subscribe, have a good day. Little Gary, out.